Hi, I'm Matt Rees, and this is episode 16 of 3 Minute Tech. These are the videos where we discuss your strategic financial planning questions without all of that technical jargon, using simple, easy to understand language. Now in today's episode, we'll be starting on a two-part series on investing for children, trying to give our kids a head start in life. So where does investing for children fit in the overall pie? Well, let's be real here. It's a bonus. It comes after some of those other important life events like paying off the mortgage and getting your own financial house in order. Investing for children is great, but it comes secondary. And today we'll be talking about some of the structures, some of the tax rates, where you have the ability to do so. But once again, it's certainly a bonus and not something that happens straight away in your overall financial picture. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of the different structures available, it's important to understand how children are taxed, and specifically on unearned income. And unearned income is interest, it's dividends, or it's a distribution from a family trust. So an adult gets the first $18,200 tax-free, but unfortunately for a child, it's only the first $416. From $416 up to $1,307, they're actually taxed at 66%. And anything above $1,307 is at the top marginal rate. And therefore it's very important to get your structures right at the beginning. So there are a number of different structures that are available to invest for children. Today we'll be focusing on investing in the parent's name, investing in the child's name, or using what's called an informal trust. We'll cover off on some more in part B of our two-part series. So the simplest and the easiest option is typically just investing in the parent's name. The parent simply gets the funds and invests in whatever assets that they want. The tax on the earnings and the tax on the capital gains are taxed at the parent's marginal tax rate. And therefore, it's typically structured in a manner where you're using the lower marginal taxpayer of a couple. This could potentially be a non-working spouse. Now the interesting fact is here, if the intention is to transition these assets to a child on their 18th birthday or their 21st birthday, that transition itself will incur capital gains tax, and therefore there may be a better way to do it. An alternative to investing in the parent's name is simply to invest in the child's name. Now you may be aware with this with the child's bank account. Now importantly, how assets are taxed when they're invested in a child's name is dependent on some complicated factors. But the ATO tells us it's down to who's contributing the funds, who's using the funds, and who's actually withdrawing the funds. Now if those are simply birthday presents, Christmas presents, and invested in the child's name, it will be taxed at the child's punitive tax rates. So what I'm talking about there is the first $416 is tax-free, and then it steps up to those rates we spoke about previously. So what is an informal trust? So an informal trust is where a parent holds the assets as trustee for the child. This is a nice middle ground between owning the assets either in the parent's name or the child's name. The benefit being, over the longer term, when the child reaches 18 or 21 or where the intention is to transfer the assets to them, they don't incur the capital gains. They can simply re-register the assets in their personal name and it goes with them throughout life. So what have we learnt today? Well, we've spoken through three different structures: investing in the parent's name, the minor's name, or via an informal trust. Now these are the three most common structures we see. But importantly, they have their own tax considerations that goes along with it. It's important to talk about what you're intending to do with the funds and equally, what is the intended tax outcome. So in part B, we'll be discussing some more sophisticated structures, such as an investment bond, talking about a discretionary family trust, and talking about superannuation as well. So this is important to also understand some of these alternative options.